Zero tolerance was interpreted as the policy that separated children from their
If I get arrested for DUI and I have a young child in the car, I'm going to be separated. When I was a police officer in New York and I arrested a father for domestic violence, I separated that father
Mr.
from his
Homan,
family.
with all due respect, legal asylees are not charged with any crime.
When you're into the country illegally, it's violation 8 United States Code 1325.
Seeking asylum is legal.
If you want to seek asylum, you go through the port of entry, do it the legal way. The Attorney General of the United States has made that clear.
Okay.
That short clip you just saw? It's the warning shot. What you're about to watch is pure common sense versus pure political theater. On one side, former ICE Director Tom Homan, a man who spent his life enforcing the law. On the other, a congresswoman who suddenly can't define the word illegal when it's inconvenient. Watch how this plays out. She throws a loaded question, hoping for a viral gotcha. Homan doesn't flinch. No yelling. No theatrics. He calmly explains what the law actually says, and why pretending it doesn't exist doesn't make America safer. This is the difference between professionals and politicians. One side enforces the law. The other side performs for clips while ignoring the consequences. And as Homan lays it out, you can see the spin collapse in real time. That's why this moment matters. It's not left versus right, it's reality versus nonsense. And today, reality wins. If you're tired of the games and want more straight talk, like the video, subscribe, and let's get into it.
You know, Mr. Chair, I was looking, how did we get to this point? How did we get to this point where we take children out of mothers' and fathers' arms? And, it dated back, family separation in the way that we have seen it, where we take children away from their parents without due process, began last year under Secretary Kirstjen Nielsen, but I had to dig further, and our staff dug further. But where did this start within the administration? She implemented it, and we found a memo. Dates back to April 23rd of 2018, where there was an official recommendation to, quote, pursue prosecution of all amenable adults who cross our border, quote, illegally, even though this applied to legal asylum seekers in practice, including those presenting with a family unit between ports of entry in coordination with DOJ. Here is the memo that I would like to submit to the congressional record. And so I looked at this memo, and it seems like this is the source of it. And it seems as though, Mr. Homan, that you are the author. It says here from yourself, Kevin Michalinen, and Francis Cisna. Is this correct? Did you sign the memo?
I'd have to see what you...
I'd be happy to provide it. And we'll provide it over, but I would like to note that here it says the official recommendation. There were 3 different options presented. The third included the option for family separation. This initiative would pursue prosecution of all amenable adults, including those presenting with a family unit. Mr. Homan, your name is on this. Is this correct?
Yes, I signed that memo.
So you are the author of the family separation policy?
I am not the author of this memo.
You're not the author, but you signed the memo.
Yes, a zero tolerance memo.
So you provided the official recommendation to Secretary Nielsen on for the United States to pursue family separation.
I gave Secretary Nielsen numerous recommendations on how to secure the border and save lives.
But it says here that you gave her numerous options, but the recommendation was option 3, family separation.
What I'm saying, this is not the only paper where we've given the Secretary numerous options to secure the border and save lives.
And so the recommendation, of the many that you recommended family separation.
I recommended zero tolerance.
Which includes family separation.
The same as is with every U.S. citizen parent gets arrested when they're with a child.
Zero tolerance was interpreted as the policy that separated children from their
If I get arrested for DUI and I have a young child in the car, I'm going to be separated. When I was a police officer in New York and I arrested a father for domestic violence, I separated that father from his family.
Mr. Homan, with all due respect, legal asylees are not charged with any crime.
When you enter the country illegally, it's violation 8 United States Code 1325.
Seeking asylum is legal.
If you want to seek asylum and go through the port of entry, do it the legal way. The Attorney General of the United States has made that clear.
Okay.
A quick question, and I want to make one quick statement. I find it very offensive that anybody would compare any federal employee, frankly, to someone who, the Gestapo or running Nazi concentration camps. That is very offensive. I have 15 seconds and I yield it to you.
Thank you for saying that. I wish somebody in Democratic leadership would say that out loud. Look, you want to know why there's 50,000 people in detention? You want to know why we have 1 million illegal entries in the United States? You want to know why we have these issues? Because you have failed to secure the border. You have failed to work with this president to close the 3 loopholes we've asked for 2 years to close. So if you want to know why this issue exists, you need to look in the mirror. You have failed American people for not securing the border and closing loopholes.
Mr. Homan,
Look,
please respect the chair and the authority of the chair. The time of the gentleman has expired.
I've asked you politely to let me go beyond my time, and you let other people go beyond their time, but not to Tom Homan. He don't get me go beyond his time.
Mr. Homan, we have approved an agreement between the Republicans and the Democrats with the ranking member. We increased the time of one member of Congress who was interrupted by a protest. That is done with the approval of the ranking member. Please respect the chair's authority.
I respect the chair's authority, but the chair...
Mr. Homan!
You work for me. I'm a taxpayer. I'm a taxpayer. You work for me.
From the very start, AOC tries to turn this into an emotional ambush, and Tom Homan shuts it down instantly. Watch how this starts. AOC opens with a loaded question, trying to pin zero tolerance as some heartless policy designed to rip kids away from parents. Emotional framing, right out of the gate. But Tom Homan doesn't blink. He hits her with a real-world analogy that destroys the entire setup. If I get arrested for a DUI with my child in the car, I get separated from my kid. Period. That's not politics. That's how the law works. You break the law, there are consequences. And that happens to American citizens every single day. AOC can't handle how simple that is, so she does what politicians do when logic wins, she interrupts. With all due respect, which is always followed by total disrespect. She pivots to asylum, thinking she's found an escape hatch. Bad move. Homan calmly explains that crossing the border illegally violates U.S. Code 1325. Let that sink in. A career law enforcement official is citing the actual law to a sitting member of Congress. He's literally explaining her job to her. She insists seeking asylum is legal. Homan fires back, then do it legally, at a port of entry. Again. Simple. Clean. Undeniable. Then comes her big dramatic moment. She pulls out a memo like she's exposing some grand conspiracy. Points to his name, thinking she's got him cornered. Homan doesn't flinch. Yep, I signed it. No fear. No panic. Because he did nothing wrong. He explains the truth, zero tolerance for crime. Securing the border. Saving lives. Doing his job. The entire exchange is brutal, not because Homan yells, but because he stays calm, factual, and right. AOC wanted a viral clip. She got one. Just not the one she hoped for.